welcome to the Provo Library Podcast. I am Erica Hill. I'm the Community Relations Manager.
And I'm Carla Gordon. I am the Library Director.
And we're here with
Joella Bagshaw, the Children's Services Manager.
And today we are talking summer stories and services. How many things we do and how many ducks have bitten us along the way. We'll get there in a bit. We're going to start out today, though, sharing a story.
Well, the story is my story because the first year that we did Stories in the Park, so that's when our storytellers go out to the parks and tell stories and have a puppet show and do all of the fun things that we usually do in our buildings, but we get to get out in the community. So that's very exciting. But the first year we did this, and we still go to Bicentennial Park, but it was the first year we'd done it there. And my boyfriend at the time, he has since married me, but at the time he was just my boyfriend, and he lived with the back of his condo looking out over the pavilion there at Bicentennial Park. So we were at dinner once, and he's like, I think the library's doing something in the park in the morning, because he worked nights, and so he would try to sleep in the mornings. And he's like, it's very noisy. There are very many children, and some people are very loud on microphones. I said, oh, yes, Stories in the Park. How fun. I'm so glad lots of people came. And he wasn't as excited about it. But I mentioned it to some of my library friends.
Me.
And they shared that with the storytellers. And the next week, when they went to the park, they named one of their puppets Jay, which is my husband's name, and had all the kids yelling, "Good morning, Jay," like as loud as they could several times. Jay! And it woke up my husband, and he thinks it's funny now. He thought it was funny then, too. He was also trying to sleep. Eventually, he got so he could sleep through Stories in the Park, which was a great thing for everyone.
There you go.
But the storytellers made it very personalized to one person who was passively participating in stories.
I don't think we ever counted him as a participant.
We did not
participant.
count him in your stats.
Increase our stats
By one every week.
How
Yeah,
many?
but since then we've had such luck with Stories in the Park. It's been really a great opportunity to get out in the community and take advantage of our beautiful parks and let more and more people participate in our story times.
Yeah. So, I feel like that's a perfect lead into, first of all, that you should never tell a children's librarian anything.
No.
Just kidding. You should always tell children's librarians anything you want to within reason.
But they may use it.
They may use it against you.
It may become puppet show fodder.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Everything, all your life is puppet show fodder. So, we have Joella here to talk about things happening in the summer. So tell us about everything that you've got going on this summer.
There's so much. I will probably forget something. But we have the Stories in the Park, like we talked about, that happen every day. We also have summer story times that are here at the library. We have our Cuentos and Cuentitos, which are the Spanish story time and the Spanish book babies. We have a book babies as well. We have a Lego program that happens a couple times a month for the 5 to 8-year-olds, a Library Kids program for 5 to 8-year-olds, a Tween Thursday program for 9 to 12-year-olds. We also have I Spy display case and other passive programs. Passive meaning things that you come to the library and that you can do just as you're there. So whether it's a voting thing or we also have a bookmark coloring contest that's this week. We do hunts where you have to look around the library for different things. So we have different passive programs that happen there. A stuffed animal sleepover is another thing that's quite popular. And then we also end with the summer reading pool party, which will be on August 5th this year. And it's an hour and a half that we rent out the pool, the outdoor pool at the rec center. And we bring in some treats and we let everyone who's completed the summer reading pool party come in and enjoy an hour and a half of extra swimming when the rec center's outdoor pool would not normally be open.
And you do have to finish the summer reading program
to get
do
there.
that. So, reading a certain amount during the summer months, the June and July.
And then one of the prizes is a ticket to that pool party.
Yeah, which is great because if I learned anything from taking 4 children on an expensive vacation, all they want to do is swim. They don't care if it's on a cruise ship. They don't care if it's at your local rec center. They don't care if it's the irrigation water that your neighbor pipes in. All kids want to do is swim.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
Yes. So we are enablers in that way. Please come swim.
For free.
For free.
Just by reading.
Just read. All you have to do is read.
All summer.
All summer. It's great. Okay. So you just described so many programs. And I hope that this is something that people realize it's not necessarily unique to our library, the idea of programs for kids or summer programs or anything. Obviously, tons of libraries everywhere do lots of programs. But we are a little bit unique, I feel like, in just the sheer quantity and quality of the programs we provide. Because all those things you listed, how many people and how many hours does it take to do those things?
Oh, golly. So I have a staff. So it's the children's department are 15 people and myself, and we do all of those things. And you're right in that the library is not unique in doing a summer reading program, which, for people who don't know, was originally started decades ago in order to help children overcome the summer slide of sliding backwards by not doing anything academic over the summer before they went back into school. So it's part of that whole thing, which is why everyone does summer reading.
Though I was just going to say that, like, it was for children for forever. And then we incorporated like teens and adults, and hopefully now we've kind of designed ours so that it's an entire family reading project. Like, you can do it all together, check things off together, like all of those things, so that everybody during the summer has something to do and has prizes to win.
Yeah, because one of the important things that children see, if they see parents participating in summer reading and they see parents reading and they see parents doing certain types of activities, they feel validated that it's important and not just a chore for them to do, and then it gets them more excited about reading and things like that. So we have that. Time-wise, it takes all of the time to do all of the things. And it's tricky because the children's desk is the busiest it ever is during the summer, because you have all of the people coming in and you've got kids with lots of free time that want to read, which is fantastic, but they need recommendations. And so it's a constant, my 6th grader needs a new book to read, but has read this list of everything, and what can he read next? Or my 4th grader needs this. And so it's this constant frantic energy, I would say, on desk, which we love, because we love doing book recommendations and we love helping kids. But it also means that it's the 1 or 2 hours that you're not on desk that you have to plan everything during the summer.
Frantically plan everything.
Plan everything.
Yep.
But I mean, it's totally amazing and totally worth it. So.
Which is why we have declared June, give a children's librarian a Coke month. Something.
Or maybe a lemonade.
Or maybe a lemonade. Yeah. No, you guys do amazing things.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
It's so fun. So I'm not a librarian, but I occasionally work at the desk. And most of the time am not the most helpful book recommender. But there was a little boy who came the last time I was on desk, and he said, I need books about snakes and sea creatures. And I said, I know right where to go, and I don't even need to look at the catalog, because I have 3 sons, and we have a pet snake and some pet sea creatures, actually.
We're all about those
We're
things.
all about those books. So I'm like, oh, this must be what it feels like to be a children's librarian all the time. You just hold those recommendations in your heart and can walk them right there. I mean, you also look things up. It's fine.
And we are focusing on children's a little bit, but the adult and teen side, they do a lot of stuff. They have passive programs going, and they're kept very busy as well, on top of all the things that they're also doing. So everybody.
Teen lock-in.
Teen lock-in is a big thing that is so much fun for the teens that come. We do it after we're closed, and they get full run of the building. So there's lots of fun things that are going on in all the departments. And so if you come in and see people looking a little glassy-eyed, it's because we're just busy doing everything.
Doing all the things.
All the things.
What is your favorite thing that we're offering this summer?
So this summer, it's new. It's brand new. We're doing book boxes for 9 to 12-year-olds. We have a guys read and a girls read book club for kids that are 9 to 12 and their parents. But we take a hiatus in the summer because we can't do everything.
Well, and people are on vacation.
People are on vacation and they don't want to come in for a 7 o'clock book club when it's
still light outside.
It's still light outside and it feels like homework a little bit sometimes to some kids. But we are taking book club sets that we have here at the library and we've turned them in to book boxes. And so every 50 pages, they can open a sealed envelope and it has something inside that has to do with what they're reading on about page 50 or 100 or 150. And it's a little craft or it's a little prize or something that they can get. And they have been extremely popular to the point that I think we will continue doing them next year for sure, but we have to increase how many we do so that more people get the chance, because we only did 2 books each month, which means only 30 kids a month get them, and there are a lot more than 39 to 12-year-olds in Provo, come to find out, who want to do book boxes.
Shocker.
I know. So it is probably one of my new favorite things, because there have been a lot of parents who have come and said, my child didn't really want to read, and they weren't excited about reading, and they felt like we were forcing him to, but then they got this book box. And then they were so excited to see what was in the sealed envelope that they just plowed through the books. And it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Even our adult services manager said that how old is he? 10, 11? 10.
Okay.
Her 10-year-old took one home, locked himself in her bedroom, which, the nerve. But just like read a book straight through because he was so excited to get through those. That's such a great idea.
Yeah,
That's so fun. I kind of want a book box for me.
Yeah.
Can we make
Adult book boxes.
make that happen? Can we put in that request to the universe?
Consider it requested. See what happens. I mean, we do have all the time and resources in the world.
All.
Not quite.
No.
We try to do the most with what we have.
That's true.
Okay. Anything else that we want to say about summer programs?
Story trails.
Story trails.
You want to talk about those?
I felt like there was something. Well, I'm just going to wrap this up. No, we want to talk about story trails.
We do. Story trails. They do them at other places, but I saw the idea in like 2018, 2019. And I mean, if there's one thing Provo has, it's beautiful outdoors. And it seemed like such an easy fit for us to find a place to put a trail and a story, or the trail is already there, to put a story along the trail that could get people outside walking and enjoying literature and stories and stuff like that. And so we actually were complimented several times because our first year of doing story trails was 2020, and we were like, you guys are so amazing that you just
throw this together for the pandemic. We had planned it all along.
We had planned it all along, but we didn't know how opportune it was going to be.
Prescient.
It was. But we have an amazing graphic artist that helps us do these. We take a folklore story of some kind, rewrite it to fit the format, and then we send it to our graphic artist, and she makes beautiful pictures that follow the story. And then we have parks throughout June and July that we take. There's about 2 at a time. At the very end, in the very beginning, there's only one, but the stories stay on the trail for 2 weeks, and people can go and just walk some of the amazing trails and parks we have and read a story with their family. And when we were scouting all of the different parks that we would use, I didn't realize there were so many amazing parks in Provo. Like, I just hadn't gone out and had a reason to look at all of them, but it was so much fun to go out and find good places to go. And I thought one of the cutest places, and I installed trails here and never had a problem, but Paul Ream Wilderness Park has this cute little pond, and it was so fun. I would just put the little trail around the pond, and it was lovely and delightful. Since I installed one, we've had several people install other ones. They've had less than positive experiences because of aggressive ducks.
Risking life and limb.
Yeah.
Because
of
install.
Because of
very aggressive ducks.
They always left me alone.
They didn't bother me when I took it down from there in 2020.
Well.
Yes.
Approach the ducks cautiously.
There were some toe casualties
Yeah.
when it came
Due
to
to ducks.
That
the
was
duck. Yes.
not something that we told people. When you're employed at the library, you may get attacked by ducks.
Maybe
Wasn't a
Other
thing we thought about.
duties
Other
as
duties as
assigned.
assigned.
They
But
want to get. We just got those mosquito stickers for our librarians
Oh.
for going out to stores in the park because
they're getting bitten.
they're getting bitten, but
Interesting.
they don't make a sticker for a duck,
Well,
like a duck repellent sticker.
but the story trails have just been so much fun. It's been so great to, like I said, get people out into the community and letting us be involved. And the Parks and Recreation Department has been incredibly helpful in making sure that that was all possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Story trails. Enjoy
Story
them.
trails.
Go read some things. Okay. Final questions. What things are you reading and recommending lately?
I just finished a book called Stone Blind, which is a novelization of Medusa's story.
Oh.
And it was really good. I really like those.
Do they turn Medusa
retelling.
into a sympathetic character?
Yes, very easily, actually.
Huh.
And I forget the name of the guy that cut off her head, but he was a jerk
Well,
in this retelling. It's just fun. I like those retellings. And there's been some really good ones that follow Greek mythology lately. And so, anyways, that was my latest thing that I think I can mostly recommend. I don't remember a lot of language or anything like that, but they are Greek gods and they are somewhat promiscuous.
well,
So there's that.
as they are.
Greek gods.
You can't clean that up too much.
As they
The
are.
Greek gods.
Yeah, I have been telling a lot of people about A First Time for Everything by Dan Santat. It's a graphic novel memoir that's about his first time going on a study abroad, basically by himself. His parents really wanted him to go out and see the world because his mom was ill and couldn't travel and things like that. And so he went on this big study abroad where he didn't know anybody and went all over Europe. And he was learning how to draw, so would draw like Notre Dame and different things as he saw them, and also learned to really appreciate different flavors of Fanta.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's like for the 9 to 12-year-olds that like Smile and Best Friends and that kind of graphic novel memoir, but a boy's perspective with traveling and in Europe. So
That sounds amazing.
yeah.
And you?
I just read Happy Place by Emily Henry, which feels like the summariest of summer reads. I mean, it's got a little more emotional heft than some of those fun beachy reads, but it is still. I mean, I stayed up far too late on my birthday reading it,
That's
and by
what
far
birthdays
too
are
late,
for.
I mean 4:30 in the morning. Which don't do it. 38-year-old woman cannot stay up till 4:30 in the morning and live to see Sunday. Don't do it. It was great.
Well.
Obviously, I enjoyed it.
You didn't regret it in the moment.
No,
No, just
No.
after.
just after.
That's fine. We've all been there.
Yes,
It's true.
it's a book hangover. That's what I gave myself. And on that note, thanks for being here with us,
You're
Joella.
welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Come to the library, enjoy stuff during the summer, and we will talk to you again another month.